Moltbot has taken the internet by storm. Now, previously called Clawdbot, they changed their name, and now everybody's rushing to try and get this thing installed. If you've been living under a rock for the last week, I don't know where you've been, because this is the hottest thing right now. And I'm seeing people drop over $700 on a Mac Mini just to run this thing 24/7. But here's something that you absolutely need to know. If you install Moltbot the wrong way, you're actually opening yourself up to a massive security nightmare. In fact, there's actually been over 900 instances of Moltbot that have already been found with zero security, with their ports wide open and API keys completely exposed, which means anyone can jump in and steal your keys and burn through thousands of dollars of your Anthropic bill. Now, one person, he actually just burned through $300 in 2 days, and he was the only one using it. So imagine what happens when somebody else gets access to your keys. So here's the thing, if you set up Moltbot the right way, so completely secure, this could be one of the most powerful AI tools that we've ever seen. Some people are calling it AGI. I think that is a bit of a stretch. But the thing is, you're not dealing with a chatbot. You don't need to give it instructions at each step of the process. It's essentially like an AI employee with its own brain. So you give it a task, and it handles it without you having to babysit every step of the process. So in this video, I'm going to show you a completely secure, step-by-step way to set up Moltbot for less than $20 a month without a Mac Mini sitting on your desk. But if you skip even just one of these steps, you are going to completely screw yourself. So with that being said, let's head over to my laptop and get this set up. So as my team was editing this video, Moltbot, which was formerly Clawdbot, has now morphed and forked into OpenClaw. Now, it's exactly the same thing, it's just a different name. So whenever I refer to Moltbot in this tutorial, just know that I'm referring to OpenClaw and Clawdbot as well. When it comes to the installation, the one-click deploy that you'll see me go through in this video, you can literally just look for OpenClaw, and you'll just want to go ahead and deploy this, and then you'll go through the exact same security process that I cover in this video. And shout out to Hostinger for sponsoring this video. So to get started, we do need a VPS. Now, I use Hostinger for all of my VPS needs. I use it for self-hosting NA10, and we're going to use it today to install Moltbot. And they have a very nice one-click installation, but there is no hardened security included. So that's what we're going to set up today. So you need to get yourself a plan. If you want to grab a VPS with Hostinger, there is a link below in the description, and it starts at just $4.99. Now, there are different machines that you can get access to. If you're going to run a lot of data and a lot of tasks through your Moltbot, you might want to go for the higher end option. But for today, we're just going to set up with the $6.99 a month option. And in fact, I already use Hostinger, so I'm just going to add an additional VPS instance to my account. So I do have a video on how to set up your Hostinger account if you want to do a self-hosted NA10 installation. We're going to go in and add a new VPS plan. Now, if you've just signed up, you will already have a VPS in your account. I'm just going to quickly add one. And yeah, you'll come up to this. You probably want to set your operating system. I'm going to use Ubuntu, and we're going to set up all this. So when we go through the setup, we're on the malware scanner. We're not going to do daily backups unless you want. It's an extra paid feature. And then we've got the Docker manager. We're going to move forward with this. I'm going to go ahead and purchase my plan, and then we'll get started. So we're good with the setup. I'm going to manage my VPS, and we are going to go in and do the one-click setup. So we go into Docker manager, we go into projects, and we'll click in compose, one-click deploy. We're going to look for Moltbot, click deploy, and I'm going to pop in my Anthropic token. Then I'm just going to deploy. If you never got an API key from Anthropic before, you just have to go to the Anthropic console, sign up, put some credits in there, and generate your API key. Super simple. So while we wait for the project to be deployed, so the installation of Moltbot, I want to let you know the process that we're going to go through today. So I've got everything laid out here in Claude, and I'm going to include this all in a Google Doc so you can copy and paste all of the commands. Essentially what we're going to do, we're going to use Tailscale to create the security like a private network so that the bot is not exposed to the public internet. We're going to create a firewall, which basically blocks public access. We're going to use token authentication for when we access Moltbot. We're going to add the fail to ban, so it blocks SSH brute force attacks. And then we're going to add a Telegram allow list. The way we're going to set this up today is with Telegram. You can set it up with WhatsApp or Discord or Slack or whatever you want. In our Docker manager, we've got Moltbot, and then we can open this up, and you can see here, if we go through, you can see disconnected device identity required. We've got some work to do now, so you can kind of disregard this. We're not going to use this right now, but this is what the dashboard looks like. Today, I'm not going to go into how to use Moltbot. That's going to be a completely separate tutorial on its own. We're just going to get into the security stuff. So next step is to go back to Hostinger. I mean, we can close this down, and we can see here this button at the top, terminal. Now, if you've never worked in the terminal before, don't worry. It's pretty straightforward. You're just going to have to follow and copy and paste these commands. So first thing we need to do is install Tailscale. And we just pop in this command right here, and that's going to install. Meanwhile, what you want to do is go over to Tailscale, and you want to just get started, get a free account, and you can sign in with Google or anything like this. You see, I've already set this up before, so we're going to walk you through how to set this up from fresh, but you will need to log in, create your own account. So you can see installation complete, login to start using Tailscale by running Tailscale up. So we can see the command that we use for step 2 is sudo tailscale up, just like it mentioned. So we're going to copy and paste that in, pop that into here, and boom, to authenticate, visit this URL. So we're going to visit the URL. I'm going to sign in with GitHub in this instance. Okay, let's connect. Boom, we've connected. So what I've also done in the background, I've installed Tailscale on my Mac. So you can see on the download section here, we can download this on our computer. So definitely download it. Don't get it from the App Store. It wasn't really working so well for me. So I downloaded it, installed it, and that is going to be important because you can see here, I've got the connection to Tailscale. So when you open the app, you can click connect, and it sets up the private network. So next step, we just confirm that it's working. So once we've set up our Tailscale account, we've opened that URL, we can double check, and now we've got an IP address. So that confirms to me that this is working. Next step, find your bot's port. So we're just going to use this command here, and you can see this port down here. So you can pop this into Claude if you want. So you see here for step 4, you'll need to replace your port with the number that you get. And I just pop this into Claude, and it's just giving me the command that we need. So we'll go back and we'll slap this in. And we can see here, we've got this proxy, we've got this URL, okay? Serve started and is running in the background. Great. So this is our access URL. So we could pop that in and just check it. Okay, so the URL loads, and this is what we see. Don't worry, we're not finished yet. We're going to continue with the process. All right, so back into the process. We are on step number 5. So if you've not already installed Tailscale, you can install it on your phone. You can install it on your computer as well. What you'll need to do is open it, sign in with the same account that you set up online, and then you'll need to test this URL in your browser. So when I come into Tailscale, you could see this address here, 100 ending in 106. And if you see here earlier, we asked for the IP, so 100, 106. Okay, so that's what we've got connected to Tailscale. So the next step is to configure the UFW firewall. I'm just going to copy all of these commands, and we're going to pop them into our terminal here. As you can do everything, we'll click yes. Firewall is active and enabled on system startup. Exactly what we want to see. So we can verify the security. So if we want to test this, we head over here and we can see it's still not secure, right? This shouldn't be working right now. What we need to do is get your gateway token, right? So the token is going to go at the end of the URL, and that's going to authorize our session. So I'm going to copy this command, and that should give us our token in the terminal. Let's see. So the token is in here. You could see this big long string here. You want to copy that, and you put it somewhere if you want, but we're just going to grab the URL again, and that's what we're going to use to log in. So if you remember the URL that we got earlier, this HTTPS, So we're going to grab this, and you can see in Claude, we've got this question mark token equals. So that's what we need to put in. Now we can ask Claude, hey, here's our token, here's the URL. Can you generate this for us? But it's pretty straightforward. So you can do question mark token equals, and then I had this in another browser, so I'm going to copy paste this. Okay, so I had just refreshed that. Make sure you grab the actual full token, and you're going to end up with this page. So health is okay. There is no warning messages on here, which is great news. Now, obviously, I'm going to refresh this token. So, like, you might be thinking, just exposing that token and people can log in with my instance. It's going to be deleted and refreshed. But just for the sake of demonstration, I just wanted to show you the setup and how this works. So we're now finished with step number 8. We just need to install the fail to ban SSH protection. So we just copy all of these, pretty straightforward. Go back into here and just wait for a second. And all of that should be good. Excellent. So that's installed. You can move on to the next step and verify that it's running. But I mean, we've just seen the whole process go through. We can see enabled, and then we can see active, running. That's what we want to see. If you're not seeing that, something has gone wrong. And then if you want to troubleshoot, you can obviously just copy and paste all of this stuff and put it into Claude and tell it what you're doing. You could also put in the instruction document that I have put together for you guys in the description. So if you do encounter any issues or you need to troubleshoot something, you can just pop that into Claude or GPT, and that's going to really help you out. The next step that we've got here is to enable auto security updates. Just copy and paste this again back into the terminal. Oh, it's just ended. So what I'm going to do is just going to head back out of there, and we're just going to pop back into the terminal. Check this, and that's done. Okay, we can read this. Applying updates on a frequent basis, important part of keeping a system secure. By default, updates need to be applied manually using package management tools. Alternatively, you can choose to have this system automatically download and install important updates. Okay, we can click yes, that's fine. Cool, we're nearly there. We just need to set up the Telegram, and then we're going to be good to go. All right, so let's set up the messaging in Telegram. We're going to head over to the BotFather. You can click this open tab here if you want. You can create a new bot, give it a name, Malt bot XL, we'll call it, and then give it the username XL bot, and it's going to end with the word bot. And if that's available, great. I'm going to create the bot. I'm going to copy this key, and then all I'm simply going to do is open up my Clawdbot instance, and I'm just going to tell Clawdbot to set up my Telegram bot with this bot token. Okay, so I've done that, and what we need to do is pair the bot. So we go back to Telegram, and you're like, oh, where is my bot? You go to the BotFather again, and you can check out the commands here. Then you go / my bots, and you're going to be able to see Maltbot XL. That's what I want. I'm going to click here, and then this is going to open up my bots. So I'm going to click start, and you can see here this is the pairing code. So I'm just going to paste the whole thing in, and it's going to pair the bots with Maltbot here, and then we should be good to get rolling. One other thing that we can do is check the user info bot. So we can search user info bot, and it's going to be this one here. And then you can just request your info and grab the ID, right? Copy this, and then we can tell it just to add our on the allow list. One other thing that we can do, while I remember, is in the config, we can scroll down, and there is a section to enable the Tailscale. We can just flick that switch, and then we can save those changes. Okay, let's see if this Telegram bot is actually working. Okay, happy days. The Telegram bot is working. I just had to top up my credits there. Everything's good to go. So you can obviously change your model. You can add the open source models. You can change from Sonnet to Opus. I'm not going to get into that in this video. You could just ask Clawdbot, Maltbot, or you could ask Claude on how to do that. But obviously, it'll most likely be here in the configuration. But that is everything, guys. So we've set up a private network on Tailscale. We've added a firewall. We've got the token authentication, added the fail to ban. We have added our user to the allow list, right? So we've messaged Maltbot saying, hey, add this user ID to the allow list and make that the only user that can message this bot. So that is pretty solid level of security. Now you can also ask your Maltbot to set up a security dashboard. You could ask it to improve your security practices. So it's kind of like an endless pit there as how far you want to go with this. But this is a really solid level of security, and it's going to be very difficult for somebody to hack in. Now, do remember the URL that you use to access that was from the terminal. You will need that URL, and you will need the token every time you open up your instance of Moltbot. So that is everything. And if you need to check the instructions again, there is a download below in the description. If you want to grab yourself a VPS with Hostinger, there is a link below. Starts at what, $6 a month? I showed you earlier. So now you have Moltbot set up with top level security, and now you just get to be creative and see what kind of things you can get built with Clawdbot and how it can help manage your life. Do remember, it's going to take up a lot of tokens if you're using Opus 4.5, so keep that consideration in mind. And if you're a business owner or you're working for a company and you're trying to figure out how does this Clawdbot or OpenClaw fit into the bigger picture of actually helping your company adopt AI, helping them save money and reduce time spent on unnecessary tasks that humans are doing that machines can do better. Well, I have a 16-week certification program. It's a mentorship where you get access to me and my team, and we help you install the skills that you need to know to build automations and be that AI operator that is incredibly invaluable for your company. So if that sounds interesting to you and you want to see what the next steps look like, there is a link below for you to check out this page. You can read more about the different phases and the case studies and everything that's involved. And if it makes sense to you to have a conversation, then I'll look forward to speaking to you very soon.